Welcome back to the deep dive. And if you're gearing up for the UPSC exams, you know staying current is absolutely key. So today we're getting into your September 11th, 2025 Part 1 briefing, our goal. Cut through the noise, give you those vital insights, and, help you connect the dots. We'll cover environment, defense, social security, culture, a bit of everything. Some of this might ring a bell, maybe a good chance for a quick revision, while other bits are, well, fresh developments.
That's absolutely right. And we're not just here to list facts. We want to unpack the nuances, explore why these stories are important for your preparation. We've pulled together some really fascinating sources today. So listen actively. Think about the broader picture, the implications.
Okay, let's dive in. We start on a somber note, unfortunately. It really highlights the extreme conditions our forces endure. 3 Army personnel, tragically, including 2 Agnivirs, those are soldiers under the new short-term scheme, they lost their lives in a major avalanche. This was at the Siachen base camp in Ladakh.
Yes, a terrible incident. And it really underscores the dangers in places like Siachen.
Beyond the tragedy itself, it makes you think about disaster management, doesn't it? Especially in these high-altitude sensitive areas. So maybe just remind us, what exactly is an avalanche?
Right. Well, fundamentally, an avalanche is a large mass. Could be snow, ice, even rock that moves rapidly down a slope.
Right.
We usually think snow, but rock or earth slides, often called landslides, technically fall into this sometimes too. The real danger is the sheer force and speed.
Okay. And what conditions make them more likely?
Several factors play a role. Slopes without trees or big rocks to anchor the snowpack, for instance. A crucial one is a weak layer within the snow. Triggers can be anything from heavy snowfall, strong wind, rising temperatures, even falling rocks, or sometimes human activity like a skier.
Right. A mix of things. And I remember reading there are different types.
Yes, broadly 2 main types. You have slough avalanches. Those are usually smaller slides of dry, powdery snow from the top layer, less dangerous generally. But then you have slab avalanches. That's where the weak layer is deeper down, covered by compressed snow. When that layer fails, it pulls everything above it down as one huge solid block.
Okay. That sounds much worse.
It is much more destructive. And when that snow settles, it can set almost like concrete. Sadly, fatalities often result from suffocation, trauma, or hypothermia. So understanding these mechanics is, well, it's vital for disaster planning, for environmental strategies in mountainous regions. Essential knowledge for you.
Absolutely. Okay, moving from that natural hazard to something quite different, a really fascinating wildlife discovery. A recent survey in Arunachal Pradesh got the first ever photos of the Pallas's cat in the state.
Yes, this is quite exciting.
It feels significant for India's biodiversity. Tell us about this cat. Why is it special?
Well, it's a great find. The Pallas's cat, Oticolobo's mantle, is a small wild cat. First described way back in 1776. It's known for its amazing camouflage and adaptation to really cold climates. Its main home is Central Asia, places like Iran, Mongolia, Russia. So finding photographic evidence in Arunachal Pradesh is, well, it's a big deal. It extends its known range.
And where does it typically live? What does it look like?
It prefers rocky, montane grasslands, shrublands, areas with low snow cover. It mainly hunts small rodents, pikas, that sort of thing. Appearance-wise, it's about the size of a domestic cat, but looks, well, quite distinct. It has this broad head, high-set eyes, really low-set ears. The fur is usually a pale, silvery gray or maybe light brown, very dense. And interestingly, the fur on its belly is almost twice as long as on its back.
Oh, really? Why is that?
It's a brilliant adaptation. Helps keep it warm when it's crouching or lying on frozen ground, which it does a lot while hunting. Conservation-wise, it's listed as least concern by the IUCN right now, and it's on CEAT's Appendix 2. But finds like this just show how much biodiversity is still out there to discover and protect.
A wonderful discovery indeed. Staying with wildlife, but shifting to a much more urgent conservation story. The Cross River gorilla. It's critically endangered, struggling for survival. Fewer than 300 left, is that right? Deep in the mountains on the Nigeria-Cameroon border.
That's correct, tragically. The situation is very serious. The Cross River gorilla, Gorilla diele, is a subspecies of the western gorilla. And it holds the grim distinction of being the most endangered gorilla subspecies and actually the most endangered primate in Africa.
Fewer than 300. That's precarious. Where exactly are they found now?
They're scattered in at least 11 fragmented groups across this rugged, hilly border region. They live in lowland, submontane, and montane forests there.
And what are they like? Their social structure, diet?
They're large primates, brownish gray or black fur, though their faces, hands, feet are bare. The adult males, of course, are the famous silverbacks. They're very social, living in groups usually led by one dominant male, maybe 2 to 20 individuals per group. They're herbivores. Branches, nuts, leaves, berries make up their diet.
And the threats, why are they critically endangered?
It's the usual suspects, sadly, amplified by their fragmented habitat. Poaching is a major issue, habitat loss due to farming and logging, general human encroachment. Their critically endangered status on the IUCN Red List really hammers home the urgency. And it highlights the massive challenges of conservation, especially across borders like this.
A stark reminder of the conservation challenges we face globally. Okay, let's pivot to an environmental issue closer to home for many of us: air quality in India. We're looking at the Swachh Vayu Survekshan 2025 results. Indore, which we know is often called India's cleanest city, has topped the rankings again for air pollution mitigation. Although, interestingly, its PM10 levels saw a slight increase.
Yes, that's right. The Swachh Vayu Survekshan, or SVS, is a really important annual exercise by the Environment Ministry under the National Clean Air Program, NCAP. It evaluates 130 cities. The idea is to use this multi-tiered assessment to encourage healthy competition and ultimately push cities to improve air quality.
And what exactly does it measure?
It looks at 8 key areas. Things like controlling road dust, managing solid waste, tackling vehicular and industrial emissions, handling construction waste, public awareness efforts, and crucially, improvements in particulate matter levels like PM10.
Right, so Indore's number one again in the big cities category. What about others?
In that million-plus category, Jabalpur was second, then Agra and Surat tied for third. Looking at other major metros, Navi Mumbai was fourth, Kanpur fifth, Delhi came in at 32nd, Bengaluru 36th, Kolkata 38th, and Chennai 41st. Also worth noting, Amravati topped the 310 lakh category, and Dawaz was best among cities under 3 lakh.
Okay. Are there any positive overall trends?
Yes, there are. PM10 levels actually decreased in 103 out of the 130 cities surveyed, which is encouraging. Mumbai saw the biggest drag, about 44%, comparing 2024-25 to the baseline of 2017-18. Kolkata also had a significant decrease, around 37%.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
Well, yes. Despite those improvements, only 22 out of the 130 cities actually met the national ambient air quality standards, the NAAQS limit of less than 60 micrograms per cubic meter for PM10. And Chennai was the only big metro city to meet that standard, just squeaking under at 58.
Only 22 out of 130. That really puts the challenge into perspective, doesn't it? It shows progress in reducing levels, maybe, but hitting the actual safety standard is still a long way off for most. For you preparing, this is a crucial case study. Environmental governance, urban planning, public health policy, all rolled into one.
Exactly. What are the systemic hurdles preventing more cities, especially the large ones, from hitting those benchmarks consistently? That's a key question.
Indeed. Okay, let's shift focus now to Social Security. The Employees State Insurance Corporation, ESIC, has rolled out 2 pretty significant initiatives, SPEAR-E 2025 and the Amnesty Scheme 2025. Sounds like they're aimed at simplifying things for industries and boosting Social Security. What do these schemes involve?
They are quite important reforms, yes, aimed at encouraging voluntary compliance and resolving disputes. First, there's SPEAR-E 2025. That's the scheme for promoting registration of employers and employees. It runs until the end of December 2025. Essentially, it lets industries and employees who aren't yet covered by ESIC register through various portals, ESI, Shram Suvida, even the company affairs portal. And the key part, without having to pay old dues.
So it removes that barrier of past liabilities.
Precisely. The focus is on getting more people formally registered, reducing potential litigation. Newly registered employees get EFI benefits right from their registration date.
Okay, that makes sense. And the Amnesty Scheme?
The Amnesty Scheme 2025 runs for a year, from October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026. It's a one-time chance to resolve disputes. What's really unique this time is that it covers not just issues around damages and interest, but also disputes related to coverage under the ESI Act itself. That's a first. Regional directors also get powers to withdraw certain pending cases, especially older ones where the main contributions and interest have already been sorted.
So clearing the backlog and making it easier for everyone involved seems like sensible administrative reforms. Good for workers, good for businesses trying to comply.
Definitely. It supports both Social Security goals and ease of doing business.
Right. Now let's turn to the international stage, specifically defense technology. Russia reportedly used an Iskander-K missile to strike Ukraine's cabinet building recently. What exactly is the Iskander-K system? What makes it significant?
The Iskander-K is a Russian mobile missile launcher. It's short range, based on an 8x8 military truck chassis, making it highly mobile. It looks similar to the Iskander-M, which fires ballistic missiles, but the K version fires cruise missiles. It entered service around February 2017, designed for tactical strikes.
And the missiles themselves?
The vehicle can carry between 2 and 6 launcher units. It launches 2 main types of cruise missiles. There's the 9M728, also called R500, with about a 500-kilometer range. And then there's the 9M729, which is newer and longer range. The really crucial feature of the 9M729 is its design for low-altitude flight.
Low altitude, so that makes it harder to track.
Exactly. Flying low helps it evade radar detection and conventional air defense systems. It makes it a very challenging threat to intercept.
So it's a potent piece of modern military tech, and understanding its capabilities is important when looking at current conflicts and international relations.
Okay. And staying with defense, but shifting to cooperation. An Indian Armed Forces contingent has headed to Russia for Exercise Zapad 2025. What's this exercise all about, and what's India's objective in participating?
Exercise Zapad is a multilateral joint military exercise that involves several countries, though the specifics can vary year to year. The Indian contingent this time is about 65 strong, mostly Army, but also Air Force and 1 Navy personnel.
And the aim?
The main goals are to boost military cooperation between the participating nations, improve interoperability, meaning how well forces can work together and share tactics, techniques, and procedures. The focus is usually on conventional warfare scenarios, but also often includes counterterrorism aspects.
What kind of training will they actually be doing? This iteration seems focused on joint company-level operations, especially in open, plain terrain. So things like joint planning, tactical drills, practicing special arms skills. For India, it's a chance to hone these joint operational capabilities, maybe integrate some emerging tech, and just get experience working in a multinational combat setting. Plus, it reinforces defense ties with Russia.
So it's about practical skills, but also about that broader defense diplomacy and relationship building, important for understanding geopolitical alignments.
Absolutely. These exercises are key signals and practical steps in military preparedness.
All right, let's shift gears completely now. Moving into culture and heritage, there's a lovely initiative. A translated collection of folktales from the Bhil tribe in Madhya Pradesh is now going to be available online on the Ministry of Tribal Affairs Adivani website and app. This sounds like a great way to preserve culture. Tell us a bit about the Bhil tribe. Who are they?
This is a wonderful development. The Bhils are considered one of India's oldest tribal communities. They're generally identified as Dravidian people of Western India, part of the Australoid group. And importantly, they are the most widely distributed tribal group in India. The name Bhil itself is thought to come from the Dravidian word vilu or bilu, which means bow.
Ah, reflecting their traditional skills, perhaps.
Exactly. Points to their historical prowess as archers and hunters. Occupation-wise, today, most are involved in agriculture. Some still practice traditional slash and burn, but many use plows. Their language, Bhili, is an Indo-Aryan language, interestingly, with influences from Gujarati and Marathi.
And where are they mainly found? What about their beliefs?
The core population is in the central belt, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan. You also find Bhil communities in Tripura in the northeast. Their beliefs often blend ethnic traditions with influences from Hinduism. They worship various local deities like Khandoba and significantly Vagdev, the tiger god. Their main festival is the Baneshwar Fair, which happens during Shivratri and is dedicated to Lord Shiva or Baneshwar Mahadev. Putting their folktales online via Adivani is a fantastic step for preserving this rich oral heritage.
Really important work. For you listening, understanding groups like the Bhils gives insights into India's incredible tribal demography, cultural diversity, and these efforts to preserve indigenous knowledge.
That's only a valuable cultural note.
Okay, connecting back to innovation now, but with a defense angle. The Innovations for Defense Excellence, IDEX, which is part of the Defense Innovation Organization, recently signed an MOU. This is with EdCL India Limited, aiming to foster dual-use tech, driven by a new program called Aspire. Remind us about IDEX itself and its role.
Right, IDEX. It's a key initiative launched back in 2018 by the Ministry of Defense. Its core mission is to build up an innovation ecosystem specifically for defense and aerospace in India. It does this by working closely with startups, innovators, MSMEs, incubators, academic institutions, the whole gamut.
And how is it funded and run?
It's funded and managed by the Defense Innovation Organization, or DIO. DIO is set up as a not-for-profit company, interestingly formed by HAL and BAIL, two major defense PSUs. IDEX acts as the executive arm of DIO. Its main role is providing grants and support for R&D projects that look promising for future use in Indian defense or aerospace sectors.
So it's really nurturing that indigenous capability. How much traction has it gained?
Quite a bit, actually. They're currently engaged with over 650 startups and MSMEs, so it's a critical piece of the puzzle for India's push toward defense self-reliance. Matter of art, boosting the startup scene, and driving the Make in India agenda in a really high-tech strategic area.
Very significant. Okay, one last topic for this part. An international organization that's been around for a very long time, the Universal Postal Union, or UPU. Its main decision-making body, the 28th Universal Postal Congress, opened recently. The UPU is a familiar name, maybe, but its depth and current relevance might be less known.
It's a fascinating organization, the UPU. It's actually a specialized agency of the United Nations, and it's the main global forum for cooperation in the postal sector. History-wise, it was established way back by the Treaty of Berne in 1874. That makes it the second oldest international organization in the world. Its headquarters are still in Bern, Switzerland.
Second oldest, wow. And what does it actually do today?
Its core functions remain vital. It coordinates postal policies between its member countries, basically overseeing the worldwide postal system. It sets the rules for international mail exchange. It also makes recommendations to help grow mail, parcel, and even postal financial services, and works continuously to improve service quality globally.
How is it governed? And who are the members?
It has a few key bodies. The Congress, which meets every 4 years, is the supreme authority. The Council of Administration ensures work continues between Congresses and handles regulatory and legal issues. Then there's the Postal Operations Council, which is more the technical and operational side, with 48 elected member countries. And the International Bureau acts as its secretariat. Membership is open to any UN member state. Non-UN states can join too, if 2/3 of UPU members approve. Currently, there are 192 member countries.
An incredible legacy of cooperation. Even in our digital world, the physical movement of mail and parcels is still massive, right?
Absolutely. E-commerce relies heavily on it. The UPU provides that essential framework for international logistics. Understanding it gives context for international institutions and how long-standing bodies adapt. It's the kind of thing that might just pop up.
Wow. Okay, that brings us to the end of part 1 for September 11th, 2025. What a range. From Avalanches and CHN to the Pallas' cat, air quality rankings, defense tech like Iskander K, Bill Folktales, and the UPU. We really did cover a lot.
We certainly did. And as you can see, each story, even if it seems unrelated, connects to broader themes: environment, security, governance, culture, international relations. It all builds that comprehensive understanding you need.
Exactly. So as you process all this, think about those connections. How does an avalanche in Ladakh relate to broader disaster management policy? How does the success or lack thereof in meeting air quality standards reflect on urban governance? Can you link defense innovation with economic goals?
Those are the kind of links that really deepen your understanding.
We really hope this deep dive was useful for you. If you found these insights helpful, maybe take a second to like this session. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss part 2 and our future deep dives.